Hey everybody, welcome to today's video. Please stay tuned to the end for another special surprise. One time, I actually made the town newspaper for my awesome driving skills. I was referred to, they weren't able to contact me for details of the story, so instead they just referred to me as vandals, destroy lawn. So I was, there's always something special about being not able to comment. So I was never able to comment or tell my side of the story. So
now's your chance.
Now I'll take now it's my turn. Again, the Ventura. I was at a friend's house and she lived on a dead-end street, and the street was really narrow, so there was no driveways to turn around in that I can remember, and usually there were a couple cars parked on the street, but it was a really narrow street. So whenever you would leave, you would back down the street, you'd get to the T, and then you could, turn down the street and get back out to the main road. Again, 17, still in high school, at my friend's house, and it's pouring rain, and it's one of those nasty, miserable nights out. The wet leaves are all over the street. It's just an ugly night. So get into the Ventura and turn it on, and I have to back up. Oh, so in 1973, cars didn't have rear defoggers on them. And like I said, it was a nasty night out, and I didn't have anything in the car to wipe the back window down, plus I wasn't getting out of the car again. So I'm like, you know what? I know the street like the back of my hand. I've been down the street backwards so many times now because, I'm an experienced driver. I've been driving for a whole 2 months. So I obviously know how to navigate this road without any issue. I don't need mirrors or rear defoggers. I'm just gonna go backwards. So I'm like, all right, I got this. So I start backing up, and I'm looking straight ahead because I can't see out the back window and I can't see in the mirrors, so what's the point? So I'm just looking straight ahead, and I'm like, well, if the street is, straight here, then it'll be straight behind me. So I'll just use the front way. So I start going backwards, and I'm going, and everything's all right, and then all of a sudden, boom! And I'm like, what was that? I mean, what could I have possibly hit going backwards, not being able to see anything, right? So I'm like, all right, well, I'll turn the wheel a little bit. So then I go back a little bit further. Boom! I hit something else. I'm like, seriously, what am I hitting? There's no cars on the street. I'm going completely perfectly straight because I'm looking at the road in front of me, so how else could I be going? So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna keep going. So again, I keep going backwards, and then another boom. And I'm like, okay, now I'm not stopping. So boom again, then boom again. And I'm not kidding, I'm not exaggerating. This is how many times I heard boom and hit something and turned the wheel a different way. So now I'm going backwards, and again, I'm using the street as my guidance, but I can't see the street anymore. And then all of a sudden, as I'm driving backwards, I just see bushes start popping up from the front of my car. So now I'm driving over somebody's bushes, and I'm like, whose bushes could I be driving over? I don't remember anybody having bushes on the street. I'm like, I'm going straight. What could I possibly be hitting? I'm looking, I'm trying to find the road, and I can't find the road because all I can see are bushes now popping up in front of the mirror and grass. So I'm like, and I cannot for the life of me think of where I am, because remember, I know the street like the back of my hand. And I'm backing up, and I've got to be coming to the point soon where I can turn the car around. So then I'm looking through the front windshield, and I'm getting nervous now because I don't know what I'm hitting. I can't recognize where I am on the street that I think I know so well. And I look up, and there are these little kids in the window of a house, and they're looking out the window, and they're pointing and yelling. And I'm like, oh my God, I am on somebody's lawn. I'm like, whose lawn am I on? And I'm like, what house is this? I'm like, oh my God, it's the corner house. I'm like, I didn't go straight far enough. So now I'm like, I gotta get off this lawn before these people see me. So I keep backing up, and now, I've got a straight shot. The bushes are all gone. I'm past the corner, and then all of a sudden, bam, because I was going faster. And I hit hard. I hit my head into the steering wheel, the whole thing. And then I realized that I was on the part where I could turn down the street. So I turn down the street, and I go straight, and I drive away, and I'm shaking, and I'm all nervous, and I'm scared, and I destroyed these people's lawn, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I go and I pull up a side street, and I get out of the car, and I'm really scared that I messed up this car bad. I'm like, uh-oh, I'm gonna get in so much trouble. Wow, I'm like, this car is like a tank. I'm like, there is not a dent In the car, I'm like, wow, I'm good. I'm like, I'm safe, I'm fine. I'm like, I'm out of here. So I drive home, and car's driving fine. I mean, it feels fine to me. Get home, and it's time to go in the house, and I get out of the car, and I start walking up our deck, which was like, you had to walk upstairs up to a second floor, and I turn around, and I, look back and with love at the car that just, survived this battle with me. And I'm like, oh no. The whole passenger side of the car is just smashed in. I mean, there's just like all above the wheel rim is just smashed. There's like rose bushes coming out from where the tire and the bottom, the wheel well are. The door is pushed in. The trunk area has a big dent in it. I mean, the car is just a mess. So now I'm like, oh my God, I am in so much trouble. So, and now I'm mad at my parents, because who else are you gonna get mad at, right? So get mad at my parents because I'm like, it's their fault. I wanted the BMW. It was a small car. It had a rear defogger. I could see better out of it. I have more control. It's just a better car. I'm like, the Ventura has a V8. It's too big. It doesn't have a rear defogger. How could they give me this car that they knew I would get in trouble with? And so, yeah, so I went in with that attitude to see my parents to tell them what happened, and horror in his face. And he's like, did you hit any cars? I'm like, no, I didn't hit any cars. I know I didn't hit any cars. He's like, did you hit any cars? And I'm like, no, there's absolutely no way. I'm like, because I didn't see any cars. I saw bushes. I saw I saw other things. I just didn't see any cars. And I remembered when I got in the car that there were no cars on the street, which was weird because usually there were, but there were no cars. Now I'm going like, oh my God, what if there was a car in the street? And why is my father so concerned only about cars? So, I'm like, no, there's no cars. So now he's like, you better call your friend and ask her to look down the street and see what you did. Because I'm like, I'm not going back there. He's like, so I call my friend up, and I tell her what happened. And she's like, oh boy. So she gets her mother and tells her mother what happened, and her and her mother go outside, and they walk down the street, and they come back and they call us up, and they are like, she destroyed the corner lot of the people that live on our street. I mean, destroyed it. She's like, they had one of those fences, I don't know what they're called, where they're just the wood fence and then has the wood planks like in between, like it looks like a farm fence.
White picket fence?
No, it wasn't white picket.
Split rail fence?
Yeah, like a split rail fence. So they had that, so I destroyed that. I took down their whole fence. I ripped out all of their bushes, like they had this really nice landscape, like little English garden bushes. I ripped all those out. Then they had boulders that were like hardscape boulders, and all of those were toppled over and ripped up on their lawn. And then the big dent in the trunk of the car, the one I hit where I smashed my head into the steering wheel, that was a telephone pole that I hit across the street. So they were like, you didn't hit any cars. And I'm like, all right, Dad's gonna be happy about that. I'm like, I didn't hit any cars. So he's like, you need to go back there tomorrow, and you need to go to those people, and you need to apologize and tell them that you are gonna pay for everything that you did to their lawn by your horrible, horrible driving habits. And I'm sure I got grounded from the car. No, I don't think I did get grounded. But so I told my friend, and I went back over there the next day, but I didn't drive over there. Somebody else drove me over there. And I told my friend's mom what I was gonna do, and she said, don't worry about it. We'll tell your dad that we're gonna tell them about it. She's like, but we don't like them anyway. So she's like, don't worry about it. She's like, let them think that vandals did it. They're moving anyway, and I'm sure their insurance will pay for it, so don't worry about it. So I was like, all right. So we never told them. And then, like I said, there was a weekly paper that would come out, and in the paper it did say, vandals destroy lawn on such and such street. And I was like, oh, that's me. But anyway, now I'm driving this Ventura, and it's pretty much destroyed. Like I said, I had to go the next day. I remember taking it to school the next day, And there was a lot of guys that were in shop class, and so I asked them, hey, do you think you can fix my car? And they're like, of course we can fix your car. And I'm like, all right. So I remember someone had a sledgehammer, somebody had some other tool, you know, so the group of us all walk over to my car, we're just pulling all the bushes out of the car, and then somebody was standing in the trunk of the car, I remember, with the sledgehammer banging out the part that went over the wheel well. And you know, they made it look like kind of normal, like the car was looking all right, and I'm like, all right, cool. Like, told my dad, don't worry about it, we don't need to get it fixed, these guys at the shop fixed it, you know, we'll just keep driving it, no big deal. But my uncle owned a gas station garage in another town, and I guess my dad brought it there because he wanted to get it looked at a little more carefully. And he was really mad when he got home that night because, you know, I thought, you know, I just did minor damage. I mean, I just ran over a few bushes and took out a fence. I mean, geez. And I hit a telephone pole and, you know, some boulders that were on somebody's lawn. Like, what could I have done? He's like, he was so mad. He's like, you actually cracked the frame of that car. Like, you know how hard it is to crack the frame of a car? Like the frame, like that big metal in a 1973 boat like that, like completely cracked the frame.
I have a question for you.
Yeah. I'm like, I sound like I'm in school. Yes, Gigi?
I'm gonna hit the first thing, like what possessed you not to stop and check to see what you...
I know. I think everybody asks me that question, and it was raining. I didn't want to go. I think I did try to go forward again, like, and then go back. Like, I want to just keep straightening myself out, but I felt like I was like that far in it. I just had to keep going. Like, never give up. Never give up. Always just keep going. I don't know what I was thinking.
I mean, I could understand like you went forward, but then when you went backwards, and then after you hit the second thing, that still didn't tell you to stop to see what did I hit.
No, the questions that you're asking me are the same questions my dad asked me. I have no logical answer for that other than I had to get out of there. Like, and all I had to do was just straighten the wheel. Like, I was, you know, I knew the street, Gigi, like the back of my hand. Like,
you know the part where you're talking about what you're gonna tell your dad?
Yeah.
I just thought of Lexa saying the same thing, like, this is what I'm thinking of, what to tell my...
Again, now do you see why I'm very nervous that the child will be driving a vehicle in the very near future? Because she might just be just like me, and that would be bad. So Steve's gonna teach her how to drive, not me. And the world will be a safer place. So anyway, thank you for watching my video and hearing the stories of how I tore up the roads in New Jersey, because I definitely don't tear up the roads in Florida. I'm a very cautious driver, and that was a long, long time ago. So thanks for watching, and I really do need everybody to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Bye. And now, gratuitous pet videos, as promised.